Everybody, welcome back to my channel. So glad you're with me. Today we are going to be making 3 Christmas cards with 1 die. This is a quick little video, so follow along as we make some interesting things. So starting off, I wanted to talk about the Gemini Go. Now this is so silly because I have had the Gemini Go for probably 6 years and I never took it out of its box. I was influenced by a YouTuber to buy it and then I never ended up using it. Don't ask me why. But I recently pulled it out and I was like, you know what, I'm going to give this a shot. And I am so glad that I did. This is definitely my new favorite machine. I have never been a huge fan of die cutting just because I find it a little tedious. I like the end effect, so I use my die machines. And my die machines are fine. There's nothing wrong with them. I just, personally found them to be a little fiddly to use. I'm pretty lazy when it comes to die cutting, but when I found the Gemini Go, and the platform is 3 inches across, so there are a lot of dies that fit onto it, and it cuts it out so easily, so smoothly. I don't have to be cranking the handle. I don't have to, be doing anything. I can actually be doing other things while it's going through the machine. I just found this so simple and easy to use. I'm like, why have I not been using this before? So that's what I am going to be doing from now on, at least for these small dies. And so for this card making video, I am actually going to be using this Christmas tree die from Hero Arts. I got this in my most recent haul. You can check out the video below. I'm probably going to be doing a giveaway from that haul in the next couple days. I'm going to make a video about that, so you can still check it out if you'd like to. Now, I have loved my Sizekick little mini Sidekick die cutting machine because it's small and I can just keep it on my desk. But this is also small, but it's a little bit bigger. It's about 1/2 inch wider, which allows me to fit more dies onto it, which also then allows me not to have to haul out my bigger machine more often. So I just gotta say, I'm loving this Gemini. I'm probably gonna end up getting the larger Gemini Junior, but yeah, check this out if you haven't. I know it's a little bit pricey, but if you're like me and you have always found die cutting to be a little bit tedious, kind of like your least favorite part of card making, then check this out because this has actually changed the way that I feel about die making. So anyway, there's my little plug for that. I'm not being paid for it. This is my own opinion. And like I said, I've had this machine for 6 years and this is the first time I hauled it out and used it. Don't ask me why. I have too many craft supplies, too many things. Anyway. So I called out this other die that I've had for a long time. This is Oh Holy Night, and I've been kind of playing around with different die cuts now with the Gemini machine, and so I'm using this one in one of the cards. I'm making obviously Christmas themed cards with those Christmas trees, and I thought this one would be kind of cool to do a die inlay technique with it. On a piece of scrapbook paper that I had from just a paper pad that I thought would go well with the Oh Holy Night sentiment. And I'm sorry to say I don't recall where this die is from. I wasn't very good when I first started crafting about writing down where these dies are from. So if you know, let me know in the comments and I'll direct people there. I don't know if it's still available on a website or not, but I'm sure you have something similar in your stash that you can use. So I just went ahead and I inlaid that. I cut out 2 pieces, one in black and one in gold cardstock, and then I just put them together to inlay them like that and kind of create kind of a halo around the Oh Holy Night. And this is a very simple card just going off of that pine tree theme. So I'm taking 3 pine trees. I cut them out of the same scrapbook paper, just kind of a different section of it. So they're darker, but they're not completely black. They are kind of a night sky kind of color. So you're still able to see the other pine trees kind of peeking out behind those. And I glued those directly to the paper. And then I'm going to go ahead and put the 3rd one in the center and prop that up on some foam panel. They were kind of overhanging the edges there, so then I just went ahead and I cut those to size. I knew that I wanted the center tree to be kind of the focal point and that I was going to use some embellishments on that. So for the trees on the sides, I went ahead and decided to just decorate those using some metallic gel pens. The center tree I'm popping up on some foam tape and just making sure not to cover up that Oh Holy Night too much. It's a little bit, but it's still able to be read. Now these embellishments are from Stampin' Up!, obviously Christmas themed colored there. What I liked about these was that they didn't have the hole in the center the way sequins often do, and so I thought they made really great little baubles for the Christmas tree. And I went ahead and popped this up on a card panel, and I'm going to put a white panel on the inside so people are able to write there. And then that is my first card finished. It's just a very simple card, but I thought it was a little fun, and gives you that nice Christmassy theme, and I like the die cuts that I was able to use there. For my next card, I decided to go ahead and use some shimmer spray and some acrylic spray. The shimmer is from Elton New, the acrylic is from Hero Arts, to just kind of give the trees a little extra something, so it looks like they're kind of in a snowstorm. And I went ahead and used the shimmer spray on them as well so that they have some nice sparkle and shine. This paper is just randomly from a paper pad. I thought that those kind of Christmas tree lights in the background would work well as a base for the card that I'm using. I'm gluing one of the trees onto a foam panel that I cut out using the same die that I cut the tree out of, which it makes it very handy because it then matches exactly. So I'm not trying to line up little bits and pieces of foam tape and stuff like that to make it match, and so it matches exactly. Now I'm also using some scrap pieces of paper, and this is why I'm a hoarder, guys, because these tiny, tiny little scraps, they do end up having a purpose and a use. And so whenever something like this happens, I feel justified in keeping my paper scraps. And so this is some glitter cardstock that I just felt I couldn't throw away, even though they were tiny little scraps. And so now I'm using them for the decorations on the tree. And these dies came with the die set from Hero Arts. And now just going ahead and adding all of those decorations to the tree. And I think the color scheme came out really nice, and I think that nice kind of muted color tone goes well with the panel that I chose in the background. Sentiment, I decided to go ahead and use a Betterpress plate as a foil plate. So this is not intended to be used as a foil plate, but you can use the Betterpress plates as foil plates. That's what I did. I used it with my Glimmer foil machine, and I love that this plate actually cuts out many different sentiments all at once. It makes it so handy, and this is their most recent one that has all Christmas themed sentiments, and I'll link that down below because it's a really great set to have. So that is my second card complete. I think this one came out really nice. I like the color scheme. And it was, again, really simple to make, but the die set really does make for a great focal point and image, and then those little accessory images are great as well. For my next card, I decided to use this color layering stamp set that I also got in my most recent Hero Arts haul that was from their factory sale. And I'm just using random inks that I had, no rhyme or reason, because I knew that this wasn't going to be too visible in the card that I'm going to make, because I'm going to be covering up the background with some vellum. Propping up another one of the Christmas trees that I had on some foam that I cut out. This one does peek out a little bit on the sides. That was not intentional. That was a bit of a mistake on my part, but once it was glued down, so couldn't do much about it. But I actually like the way that it turned out. It was one of those happy accidents because it gives it a nice kind of highlight, especially against what's going to be the vellum. Cut out another tree just from some scrap paper there. That's what you see on the back. It's just scrap paper. And the reason I'm doing this is because, as you know, vellum, wherever you glue it, you can see through it. So the only place I can glue it is where my tree is going to be. So in order to make sure that I'm only gluing where the tree will be, I used another tree there. And that also helps to prop up the vellum. So it gives it a little bit more dimension, and that way you can kind of see through to the background. This is a set of sequins that I got from Spellbinders, and I love this sequin. There are so many sequins in this jar. I'm never going to run out of them, but I love them because they're very subtle. They don't look like it in the jar, but actually when you have it against the paper that you're using, it tends to kind of take on the colors that are around it. Obviously green tone colors, but it tends to kind of blend in a bit more than some other sequins. Now here I am using the Betterpress to make an interior sentiment. I believe this one says, best wishes to you and yours. So it's not technically a Christmas sentiment set, but it works really well as a sentiment for Christmas time. And then I went ahead and I used one of the sentiments that I had cut out previously for the other card on the front as well. And I really like the way that this one came out. I think there are just so many elements that just come together really nicely. I like the way the vellum kind of shadows the color layering stamps that we did in the background, but that you can still tell that it's a forest. So this is how this one came out, and I like the snow effect on it as well. So tell me what you guys think. These quick and easy Christmas cards. If you like this video, please like, subscribe, and share. And I will catch you next time for some more crafty card making fun. Thanks for watching.